This was sort of improvised. I was originally planning to announce that I was going to film this demolition tomorrow of the big building. And I actually planned to do like a show what's in my bag for tomorrow. But then you came along and offered to step in and join me for this live stream. So I thought it was a really good idea because you have some new gear in your equipment lately. So I thought we could take a little talk about your experience with the Tello and also maybe your first impressions of the Air. But before we do that, let's roll an intro. That's not rolling. They can right now. And we are back. Dennis has joined us. Hello, Dennis. Welcome to the live stream. So, where should we start, Sean? Should we start by talking a little bit about, you had a chance to play around with the Tello?
I did, the Tello right here. It's a fun little toy.
So what do you think about it?
I think it's a fun little toy. It's a toy being the key word. It's definitely not something you want to get if you're serious about video. The video is just so on it. But if you have kids, family that they don't really understand your drone hobby or obsession, then this is a great one to get for them to play with so that they get a glimpse into our world, our little universe.
I saw you had your daughter play around with it. She's 10 or so, Skylar?
Yep. Yes, she's 10.
So, and she was kind of, she was getting the hang of it pretty fast.
Yeah, it was really interesting because you saw in the video probably that her face was like, you're making me play with the drone. And then she just lit up once she saw the screen and that she could see what the actual drone saw. And it just changed everything for her instantly.
And how long is the flight time? Is that they announced 13 minutes or what is it in real life?
You know, I haven't actually timed it, but it's not that long. You're probably going to get at least 10 minutes out of it though.
But that's pretty long. If you take some of these smaller toy drones that I've been playing around with, then you're lucky to get 5, actually.
I have this guy over here. Find him. The Blade Nano, which is just a little bit smaller, as you can see, than the Tello, but it doesn't have video on it or pictures. And you're lucky to get 4 or 5 minutes out of the standard battery on this thing. But the battery is tiny. You can probably see it on the bottom side.
Yeah, it looks like a 1S or something.
Yeah, it's yep, it is 1S, 3.7 volt.
But actually, the Tello, even if it's a small drone, it looks big when they have this these prop guards on.
Yeah, and it's solid feeling. Compared to like the Blade Nano, it feels like a well-made piece of plastic.
Yeah.
The Blade Nano feels cheaper, even though it's the same price. Well, it was the same price when they were around. I don't think they even make them anymore.
So that's basically $99, I guess. That's a pretty affordable way to get started with something that's a little bit better than these Chinese toy drones.
Yeah, I think it'd make a great birthday gift, and I think it would make a great Christmas gift for somebody, especially at that price point. I probably would recommend, if you're buying it for someone else, to get a couple of batteries. I think there's some aftermarket chargers being made for it that you can actually charge because it comes with this guy, and you can only charge it if it's in the actual drone.
Oh.
Which is sort of a pain because you definitely have to get an aftermarket charger with extra batteries at that point.
Yeah, that's but okay, that's a way to save cost.
Yeah.
But it puts some limitations to how long you can use it. Of course, if you have multiple batteries, you can just use this as a charging bay.
Yeah, you definitely have to get a charging bay because otherwise multiple batteries would make no sense because then you have to put them in the drone to charge them and your other ones are sitting there dead. So you definitely would need a charging bay if you get multiple batteries for this thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it you can flip it as well. I saw that in a video.
Yeah. Just real quick, I noticed in the chat they're saying that the audio is too low.
Oh.
Guest audio is too low. I'm not sure.
Which one of us is too low?
Guest audio is too low, is what Steve is saying.
Yeah, so I can try and adjust it a little bit here. Does that help?
No, testing. Steve, is this better?
No, it's Sean. It's you that should turn up your mic for some reason.
Internal mic, so there's really no way to turn it up unless you have that ability on your end. I don't know.
How is the audio coming in from you?
It's built into my MacBook Pro. I'm just using the internal mic on the MacBook Pro.
I'm just wondering if I can do something here. Let's see. Go in here. No,
guys, any difference on my voice at this point?
Maybe I should mess around with. I don't. Oh, maybe there's some more option thingy here. Speakers.
Trying to figure it out.
I think that helped.
You guys notice?
I think that helped. It's louder now here. It looks. It didn't help.
On my end as well, Droning says I can actually go in and change my sensitivity on my mic on my Mac device. So let me go into my settings and see if I can find that. Let's see, sound.
Better. We got something that's better. So yeah, okay. So now we are back.
Off mine a little bit since I'm sitting further away. This should make a difference. So yes, is that too loud now, guys, or am I okay? Oh, it looks like you fixed it before I even did this, Henrik.
I don't know.
Chat.
But you're definitely louder here. So.
If it's too loud, I can turn it down. It's not a problem.
So you have been blessed with 2 drones in a short time. 2 new drones. So you actually have another one like me, the Mavic Air.
I do. Right here. I've been working on trying to put a video because, if you have, obviously you're familiar with the incident I had with the original Mavic Air. Well, DJI finally came through and gave me a coupon for 50% off to pick this guy up. And not only, was that insane if I didn't, I just sort of had to. So I went ahead and got it.
It was a super good opportunity for you to try out all the things that I bragged about. but you do not necessarily agree with all I'm saying. But that's...
I'm on the fence still. I do like it. Don't get me wrong. When I was telling you that I was like not liking certain things about it, there's a ton I do like about it. And it's a really well-made product. I think it's actually put together better than the Mavic Pro. But there are definitely things missing on it that I used to use all the time on the Mavic Pro that I do miss.
I was playing a little bit with the exposure compensation yesterday. The one that is missing. It's not possible to do it with the wheel because there is no wheel to do it. Yes. And I actually find it kind of odd how it works. Because if you put it in auto, and I had some of these ND filters on, so it was actually quite dark. And this was the reason why I went in to try and compensate to turn up the brightness. So I went into the camera menu, and pressed the plus button, like this digital plus button. And what the drone actually does is it slams down the shutter speed. So going from, I was of course going for the 50 to get the motion blur. I'm recording in 25 frames per second, so double the frame rate. But then it slammed the shutter speed down to 25. And then when I tried to push it even further to make it lighter, it actually turned up the ISO.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how it works, but I found that a little bit odd because recording video with 25 frames per second, 20 with a shutter speed of 20, that will produce a horrible result.
Yeah. Well, I noticed in the Mavic Pro, when you go on automatic mode also, and then you switch to manual, sometimes the settings are like all weird. Like what it automatically will choose is not what I would manually choose at all to achieve those results. It's sometimes really weird the selection that I see that it does on its own.
I really don't like the auto setting. It's oh, there's feedback. Oh, okay, it stopped. I could just hear my voice doubled. So you can still hear me?
Yes, I still hear you.
Okay.
I was just reading about the SD card slot on the Air. I haven't tried that out yet, to be honest. I saw your video.
Yeah.
I haven't SD card slot in it. You know what? I might have one right here somewhere. Give me a second. I want to try this.
Yes.
I want to see how bad this SD card slot design is.
If you have long nails, then it's no problem.
I have this cool little SD card case that holds a few of them. So.
Oh, nice selection.
It's about the size of a credit card. It's great. And my new Air. And let's see, the SD card slot is.
That would be this SD card slot holder thingy would be a good one for a giveaway.
Yeah. I'm not giving away mine.
No, that's okay. Just as an inspiration.
So, I see what you're talking about, though. Yeah, that flap is like sort of in your way, huh?
Yeah, it is.
So it goes in upside down, I guess, huh?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. That is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, of course it's not impossible, but I still find that you stand there and you fiddle around with it out in the field. It's easy when you're in office, 25 degrees Celsius, no problem.
I could see just cutting this little flap off and leaving it off all the time.
Yeah.
That's because it's right in the way. I can't even get it to go in. There we go.
Yeah, you have to use your nail to put it in. So.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a pain in the butt. I see what you're talking about. I mean it's a pain in the butt. It's doable, like you said, but it is a pain. I can see that.
Let's see.
The things that I didn't like about it were a little different than what I've heard other people talk about. I am working on a video with my Air. This time I got the white one instead of the black one, and I really like the build quality of it. It almost feels more solid than my Mavic Pro, which just makes my but I have a wheel is a huge deal to me because I used to use it all the time.
See, the problem with the black one is it's getting really. How can I show it? Can I show it like that? You see, it's getting all smudgy on the top.
Yeah. I don't think the white one's gonna do that. I touch all over it; it won't show the smudges as much. I was a little worried since I live in the snow that I might lose the white one if I have to land it somewhere in the snow.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, you have a lot of snow there, so that will be a perfect way to lose your drone.
We're expected to get up to 30 inches in the next 5 days too.
So it's still winter. How long is the winter over there?
It's starting to rain. Most of the snow has melted completely off, and we're getting just a crazy snowstorm in this week that wasn't expected.
Yeah, weather is sometimes a bit unpredictable.
So, but I do want this fits in my pocket way better than my Mavic Pro does, and I want to bring it with me on some slopes while I'm snowboarding and launch it out and go into follow mode and let it sort of follow me. And if the obstacle avoidance works, hopefully it won't run into a tree as it's following me down the mountain. I thought that would be pretty neat.
Yeah, the issue is you don't have any obstacle avoidance on the side.
Yeah.
That is sort of the challenge.
I wonder if this Mavic Pro 2, if that comes through, will they have the obstacle avoidance on the side like the Phantom 4 Pro does? Or the newer Pro version?
I don't know, but that would be kind of a good next natural step for that platform. And then if they could adapt some of the ideas from the gimbal of the Mavic Air, then I think we will get pretty close to a really ideal product.
I think so too, and I gotta admit that this little cover, the gimbal cover,
this is brilliant.
So much better.
there's so many things that works really in the favor of this little drone. But of course there's some stuff you're missing. You're missing the wheel, and you mentioned a few other things. It's mainly the remote you think that is a little bit subpar, I guess.
Yeah, it is. I wish that they would have charged $50 more and made the remote the same remote, or make this so it works with the Mavic remote. I should be able to take my Mavic Pro remote and link it to this. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, let's just grab it. Yeah. So it does look a little bit more like minimalistic.
Yeah.
I miss these customizable buttons in the back. I thought they were pretty nice. One for tilting down the gimbal, and the other one for centering the focus. But that's no issue on Mavic Air, because you don't have this tap to focus issue.
You don't. One button I could do without because you don't have the tap to focus. The other button I actually use. I think I have it used to flip between my maps, my map view, and my live view.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you need to sort of adjust real quick and figure out when you lose sight for just a second, because you're never supposed to lose sight, right? That's what they say. But when you do lose sight for a millisecond, you want to tap to the map, know where you're at, so you can readjust.
Yeah, but even if you don't lose sight, then sometimes you lose orientation. And then the triangle on the map is really helpful to get it pointed in the right direction.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't noticed. I assume it's the same map set up on the Air. I've only gotten a chance to fly it twice so far, so I'm trying not to be too judgmental because I haven't put enough time in with it yet.
But you actually pointed one thing out that's true. It's not as fast as the Pro. Yeah, the top speed is faster, but the way it accelerates is slower.
Yeah, when I take off, I was expecting it to just go.
Yeah, it does not do that.
It was wrong. I went through. I checked my settings. Everything was set right. So I'm glad to hear that is something you've noticed too.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And it's sometimes, especially when you take off, you think, come on.
Yeah, it took forever to climb up to the height that I was expecting to get to. And I assume it has something to do with the motor size and the smaller props.
Have you tried it in sports mode?
I did turn it in sports mode. The camera is virtually useless in sports mode.
Sure, but it's fun to fly in.
Fine in sports mode with the Mavic Pro, if you fly correctly, you can still use the footage.
Yeah.
Where this, it was useless in sports mode. The video, at least.
Yeah, I only fly it for fun.
Yeah.
And if you have to go to a location fast, then it's also very nice to do this.
I've got these here, which I want to mess around with. I don't have the DJI goggles.
No.
I got these $20. You slide your phone in there. You can use an aftermarket app like Drone VR. And I thought I'd try flying around here with a cheaper way to do a VR kind of setup or first person.
Yeah, sure.
Any of these goggles yet, Henrik?
No.
Any sort?
No. Maybe I have some some Samsung ones that I got hold of, but I never actually used them.
Yeah.
But can you do it with what a VR drone, or what Litchi can do it as well? I think I heard.
I think Litchi can. Let me see. I have. Where is my drone app? Let me check and see. Yeah, Drone VR. That's what it's called. It's an inexpensive app that you can do that with. I think it's $9 or something.
I've been considering the DJI goggles for a while, but I don't know if I will use them.
I almost bought some the other day. During the whole fiasco, DJI sent me not only the 50% off for the Mavic Air, but they sent me a really good discount on the goggles. And I debated it because I really wanted to do a comparison between those and the cheap stuff to see if it was really worth spending the extra money for the DJI goggles. And their coupon ran out at a certain date, and I tried ordering that night at around 11 o'clock at night, and their coupon was no longer working, so I just didn't get them.
But do you have to use a cable when you use it with the Mavic Air?
Yeah, I didn't know you could use the DJI goggles with just by, I guess, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi through the Mavic Pro.
Yes, they're wireless. I don't know how they connect. Maybe somebody knows that in
interested to hear it because I have heard that you have to use a cable with this, but I didn't realize you didn't have to use one with the Mavic Pro.
And if that is the case, it has to somehow, I don't know, maybe it taps into the OcuSync connection. That would be how the signal will work on a normal FPV drone. You can have as many glasses on there as you want, because they are just receivers on top of the glasses. So
I can't see that the cable would really be in your way that much while you're flying, though. When your hands are stuck in the remote, so I can't see it being that big of a deal. You know, the one thing I think I really do miss on the Mavic Pro on this is that there's no 2x zoom on this. You can't zoom in with this camera. No matter what setting, 1080 or 4K, you can't zoom in. And I know that a lot of people don't even realize that the Mavic Pro had a zoom, but depending on what you're trying to get a video of or a shot of, sometimes you're, at least here in the mountains, I'll have a huge landscape and I'll really need to just zoom in a little bit, and it's easier to frame everything if I can get that little bit of zoom than if I didn't use it.
Yeah, okay. But then I guess you need to capture 4K and then crop it.
Yeah, so
in post.
With this, you know, I can crop it after the fact, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just something I'm used to that's no longer there.
Yeah, that's a difference. But it is a cheaper product, so there should be a difference. It should be a difference.
And honestly, if you haven't had a Mavic Pro, I could see just buying this directly instead of the Mavic Pro. Because then you won't miss any of those features, because you'll have never had them.
Yeah, I think either way. You also, with the price drops that we see right now, you can pick up a Mavic Pro for a fantastic price. My only concern is the gimbal construction. It seems, I fear that most are sitting with a ticking bomb.
You know, I still have gimbal issues with my Mavic Pro.
Yeah, you had a ton of gimbal issues. I had a ton of gimbal issues. So we can't be the only one in the whole world that has seen this.
Yeah.
So
no, definitely not. There's, you know, I did a video about the what I call the Drunken Horizon, and hundreds and hundreds of people have commented and asked me and emailed me with video pictures and of their own products and asked if this was it. And many of them had a much worse issue than I currently have.
I can say Rick Halber is just saying the Ready Set Drone did a video using the goggles with the Air. That's correct, but he actually used a cable as well. That is one of the things that he's pointing out as being the superior experience with the Mavic Pro, is that you can use them without having a cable between them.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but someone had said that the newer black goggles could work with the Air wirelessly. I'm not sure if that's true or not, though.
There is a normal 5.8 gigahertz system in the black in the racing model. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Those are pretty neat, because I also I still sometimes build my own stuff. So it would be nice to have those.
I want to do this summer, Henrik, and I'll have to show you this later. I have a flying wing called a boomerang. It's a combat one. I used to be very into flying these, and people try to hit each other in the sky to knock you out of the sky.
Oh, nice.
Have you ever seen those before?
No.
No, I'll send you later. I'll send you some video links. They're amazing. But I have one that's a kit that's not built yet, and it's got older motors in it. It's got so I would need to get updated parts for it. But I would love to do that and put an FPV on that and make that out here in the mountains. That would be amazing, I think.
And actually, a kit for providing 1000 TVL at a fairly large range is not that expensive. You can get by with I don't know, $50 or so.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of camera you would even set up on something like that.
Yeah, but you can buy that. That's all the Chinese websites have these kits, and then you basically just hook it up. And if you use a normal LiPo battery for your drone, then it normally has this balancing port, like a small. You have the big connector where you connect the drone, and then you have this small one to balance the cells into to the battery, and you can use that as to power the FPV system.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to look more into that now that things are going to start calming down. The studio's been open for a little while. I've got a routine now, so I hope in the next couple months to start making more time for videos again. I've got all these videos recorded, but I haven't had time to edit them.
The fun part is that I actually started out by building drones myself. I had the mission about I wanted to build something cheap and have it up flying, da 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 da. So I purchased all the stuff, so I know how to put it together. But I always ended up using more time on tweaking the controls and all the stuff around it than recording video. And then when DJI actually, I think I picked up a cheap Phantom 3 SE. That was the first drone I had of the DJI drones, and I could see it. I could not come anywhere near close to the quality of video, and it just flew when I wanted it to fly. So
it's hard to build something that competes with a multi-billion-dollar company. You know?
Sure.
So I can understand that. I think my first drone was the Blade 350 QX3 and the Blade Nano.
Yeah.
And then I went to the Blade Chroma, and then the Mavic Pro came out. I was almost getting the X-Star by Autel, which, by the way, the Autel Evo looks like very promising. Although I've not heard of a release date yet.
No, me neither.
Nothing.
I think it's being pushed because we haven't heard of anything lately.
Yeah.
So, but
of
course.
You should take a minute and tell the people about your background in this on the thing with the buildings falling. I've got to say, I think that's one of your best videos yet.
The building one.
Sure.
Yeah, I actually have. Maybe I can. I have a little replay here somewhere. Let's see if we can. At least we can see the explosion. So let's do that.
It's big parts.
So as I do that, I don't know if anybody can hear me at the same time. I think so. But this is basically and it's being taken down in a very controlled way. As you can see there, I think it's 2 times. I don't think. Maybe I should disable the sound for a while here, so it's not that loud. So, and this one actually was recorded with the Mavic Air, but because the weather was so bad, it was I had to zoom in a lot and post-process the footage, but it was completely useless.
So did you actually have 2 drones flying?
Yeah, I did. I had 2 drones flying, and I had 2 cameras recording on the ground at the same time. So that was I made this arrangement with the security guy that the guy in charge of the demolition, he called the guy 5 minutes before. So I had this routine that I had to go through. Let's jump back to, okay, so that was all the explosions. So let's go back here like that. So I had this routine. I agreed you're not allowed to be within the safety zone. You only need to allowed to be in the perimeter. So, but the cameras were standing in the snow, bit part into the safety zone. So we agreed on 5 minutes I was allowed to go in and turn on both cameras. After that, I had to launch the Mavic Pro and position that. And after that, I had to launch the Mavic Air and position that.
It's impressive that you were able to manually do all 4 of those cameras yourself.
Yeah, and the fun story was there was a television station there, and there was a second drone pilot from another company that was hired in there, and we were sort of agreeing on what altitude we should be in, and the guy from the television station, he said, I want 85, because he wanted the best view, the best seat in the room. And and the other guy, he quickly jumped in and said, I want 75. And I said, okay, then I settled with 65. But it actually turned out that it was so cloudy up there that probably the guy with the 85, he could not see a thing. So I ended up with the best footage anyway. So and the guy that was above me, that's actually the sea level view that you see in the original video where it's shot from the seaside. So that's actually one more drone view that was in there. I got his footage and was allowed to use it. So
nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed that video. Not just the destruction, but the way you put it together and your editing and the information that you put with it was.
Yeah, but I was thinking back and forward. How do I explain this? How do I make this more than just the blast? Because that could be done in less than I don't know. We just saw it in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Sort of fish. So I thought it could be fun to actually tell a story about how you take down a building like that, because many does not know the process about how you do it. And what you will see, hopefully tomorrow, I will capture some great footage from the big building in the back that's going down. But that is taken down in a slightly different way. The principle is the same, but you will see some differences once I show this. And hopefully we get some really nice footage. But I sold my Pro, so I only will have one camera angle from the air. But I will make sure to make that one count.
Well, you can fly that one around. If you're focusing on flying, then you can get a few different angles, or possibly pan while it's falling. I assume that building, the one tomorrow that you're filming, is it going straight down instead of sideways?
No, it's also sideways. It's also being carved out, so sort of the back side. It's round, so it's hard to talk about a back side, but it's taken away on 3 sides material, but it's much higher than what you saw on the squared building.
Gotcha.
So probably the fall will not look as dramatic as the first one.
Now, do something you could include that I'm curious about, maybe some of your viewers are too, is why do they do it sideways instead of like most of the stuff in America I see they just straight down with them?
Yeah, but I don't think you can do that with that type of building. You can. There's not enough weight in it to make it implode. But that's a good question. I will ask him tomorrow why they do it that way. It's called something else. I have seen that in multiple demolitions from one of the big hotels. I guess you have no other options with a hotel.
Somebody from the Netherlands saying hello in the chat. Hello.
Yes. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat tonight, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's night where you're at, right? It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon where I am, and I know it's quite a few hours different where you are.
Yeah, it is. It's what is 10 o'clock in the evening, so that's the problem with having a mainly an American audience, is that it's difficult for me to do the live streams when it's most optimal for you guys.
Yeah.
So I tried that with Ken Heron. That was a tough one at what was it, 2:30 a.m. I was on his show.
Just live. I did see the repeat of it, but I was not able to get in on that one.
Yeah, but that was he's a nice host, so you should try and get on his show as well.
Ken seems like he'd be a blast. I really want to try to do more collaborations with other YouTubers, YouTube creators this year. I think that would be a blast, and I think I have a lot to offer out here for scenery if people want to come out and fly drones. Yeah,
absolutely. The collaborations are fun. It's and I think we all benefit from it. So that's the way to go.
I think so too. Did you see this little Lego guy that I'm gonna mess with Skylar? It's a little build your own drone kit.
Oh,
it probably flies horrible. But
so what do you fly with your phone or?
I assume you fly it with your phone. I haven't even opened it yet, so it doesn't say on the box. But it doesn't. I don't know. Let's see. See, it comes with a remote. Oh no, it comes with the remote.
I like it. It's like a completely new concept. It's a guest on the channel live unboxing. That's a new one.
Oh, I can't wait to show you. Did I tell you about the new propellers I got for the Mavic Pro 2? Or not 2, I'm sorry, for the Mavic Pro. I'm not letting that slip. That's not a...
You got propellers from it. So now you're just missing the Mavic Pro 2. You got the propellers.
I just let something slip there that I shouldn't have. But no, I swear I don't have a Mavic Pro 2, guys. But I got these LED propellers.
Oh, yeah.
If this shows, can you see that?
Yeah. That seems like something for a video.
And to go with it, I got this LED landing pad.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what the point of that is, but it seemed to make sense to go with the propellers.
It's show off. Steve is just let's grab a question. Steve Carpenter is saying if I'm going to record the next building going down. Yes, I'm going down there tomorrow, and hopefully get some really good footage from that event. They promised some at least decent weather tomorrow, so maybe I will also get a chance to try out these ND filters that I got from Freewell. So we can see if that can help do something with the footage.
Yeah, I'm interested. How long does it take you, do you think, to after tomorrow and recording the footage before you edit it? About a week?
Yeah, I would say a week. I can maybe do it faster, but I'm awfully busy at work right now, so that kind of spoils the fun at the moment.
That's something that maybe people don't realize, that yourself and myself, we work regular jobs. We do not have time to do this full time. Maybe we both wish that we could, but
sure,
not yet.
Sure, and I have a busy week at work, a fun and busy week, but that sort of has highest priority, because at least for now, that's what pays my bills. Yeah. So yeah, so I will make it as fast as I can, and I will try to see if I can capture some B-roll, and I also have contact with a guy that has recorded something before the building is being wrapped up, because that was basically the problem with the last video. Was that I could not really get access to see where all the charges were put in and all that stuff, because it was already wrapped in and prepared for the demolition. So all the footage that was in there, that was actually pictures that were recorded by a photographer that has been down there and following the project.
Well, it was cool that they were allowed you to use them.
Yeah. I asked nicely, and he thought it was a cool idea to make this video. So he also uses the video for his audience. So
nice.
So that was good.
I agree with Andrew in the chat. Work is overrated, right? And but that's only if you don't like your work.
Yeah, but I totally dig my work. I work at a fantastic place. I won't bore you with that, but so it has nothing to do with that. But I just have to split my time. So.
Yeah, I'm torn too, because I have the new studio and it's doing well. So, but I enjoy that and tattooing, but I also really enjoy all this other stuff. So it's hard to split the time. It's really, really hard sometimes.
Yeah. So I guess I've been taking a lot of your time. You have other stuff to do today. To see how long we have been on.
Later tonight, and I've been trying to figure out a way to incorporate more of my work stuff into some of my videos, because on my channel at least, I have had a lot of people interested in seeing the tattoos be done and things like that. And I'm trying to figure out a way to actually show that, but it's sort of a boring, long process. So I have to take bits and pieces and figure out a way to make it not so.
What about time-lapsing it?
That could work.
So you just put up a GoPro or something, and then just let it time-lapse with a 1 second delay or something, and then just see how it goes?
Yeah, that's a possibility. I have somebody tonight actually coming in. That would be someone I could try that on.
It's basically the same trick. Not the same trick, but that was the trick I used with the drawings.
Uh-huh.
In the video, the demolition video, I also that was also speeded up like 8 times or something. Yeah. Not to make it boring.
That video too, that you added those, that was really, really brilliant. Well done.
Yeah, it was actually I tried to get it animated out in Asia through Fiverr, but I had to throw it away because it was the raw drawings I sent out there were better than the result that came back. So I had to skip that idea.
So did you draw the stuff yourself in that lesson?
Yeah, I drew it myself.
Well done.
Yeah, it took a few attempts, but
that's very well done.
Yeah, so that was okay.
What besides the video of the destruction tomorrow, what else do you have coming on your channel soon?
I am working on a new and I think hopefully a good guide for using ND filters, and also looking into the difference between polarized and non-polarized filters.
Nice.
Because when I watch the videos out there, there are many good explanations on why you need them and how you put them on and all that stuff. But I think there's missing a guide that actually truly explains from start to end how these are used and when they are used, and what you can gain from using them. And of course, as usual, I will include a really good trick that will show you how easy it is to figure out what filter you need to use.
You know, I still have not put any filters of any kind on my Mavic Pro or the Mavic Air yet. It's amazing that I've gotten the footage that I have without any.
Yeah, but you definitely can, and you will understand why when you watch that video.
Yeah. No,
because there's a reason why you can't get good footage without filters. So
maybe
it's
I'll finally pick some up and try them after your video.
Yeah, or maybe not, depending. I will not spoil what's in there because this is a script I've been working on for a while. So you have to wait and see.
All right.
But from the footage I've seen from the freewheel filters, they look pretty good actually. You can do some amazing stuff with those.
We got somebody named Droning On in the chat saying that he has a guide for filters from start to finish also.
Sure.
And then somebody else is from DJI.
Yeah.
I live down the road. I used to live in Huntington Beach, California years ago, so I know where that is.
But it does not hurt to see stuff from different perspectives. So of course, I'm not saying that I have the only truth. I just want to share the way that I'm using filters and the best way that I think to pick the right one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. You've been putting your videos have definitely been getting better and better over the last couple months. Well done.
Yeah. Also, you know, the one with the tape thing that hit the front page of the DJI forum.
Which one was it?
The one with the tape trick.
Oh yeah.
So I got a ton of comments over there, and hopefully most of them were really positive.
Yeah, you know, what people got to understand is that we're trying to make videos to help others. Now, if your way is different than our way, that's fine too. But we don't do this just for fun. I mean, it's for fun, but at the same time, we're trying to help others when we can.
Sure.
In any way, shape, or form. So all the negative comments that occasionally come out is just, it just blows my mind sometimes that YouTube can be full of such hate.
I've been called a lot of things. Especially this 9-month review that I made where I sort of pointed out some of the bad things about Mavic Pro. That got me a lot of heat. but that's fine.
You gotta have thick skin to host a YouTube channel, I think.
Yeah, but basically I don't care. I think it's fascinating at times that people can make themselves write stuff like that, and actually some is writing really, really long text. So if I didn't like stuff that a guy was doing, I would either write it in a polite way, suggesting him what to do different, or I wouldn't comment at all.
Yeah, that's me. I don't even click thumbs down on people's videos. If I don't like the video, I just go on to the next one. You know, it's bizarre. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it is a little bit crazy. It's the same goes for Reddit. That's also a brutal place.
Yeah, I have a Reddit account, but I'm not very familiar with it. So it's probably another avenue I should look and explore on a little bit.
You can be lucky and pull it off, but they strike you very hard if you just do the slightest amount of self-promotion.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
Huh.
And it's hard to promote your own videos without doing a little bit of self-promotion.
You know, I have a buddy that has the Spark, he's never flown a drone. He's been sitting on his Spark for at least a month now because he doesn't want to fly it until he can come up here and learn how to fly it. So I'm thinking of actually going through that and trying to film the first time user using a drone, see how that goes.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting too.
Absolutely. Let's see, is there something in the comment section?
Droning On is speaking about the
thumbs up and thumbs down, but that's also what I've been telling you all the time when you have complained about thumbs down. You have you also made a few videos that triggered some thumbs down.
One video I did, I can't remember which one it was now, but it got, I think it might have been via phone call with DJI support. It
was the one with the hammer, I think, where you the thumbnail sort of indicated that you smacked the Mavic Air.
Yeah, I can't return it if I smash it with a hammer, but you're else to be catchy, right? Without being total clickbait.
I
But
think you
yeah,
were very, very tolerant during that call.
I appreciate that. It was incredibly frustrating. I mean, I was on the phone. The video is obviously not 2 hours long, but I was on the phone and the chat with support for at least 2 hours, and it was just going around and around and around, going nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, so eventually I just said, "Forget it. Just give me my money back. If you guys have no idea what you're doing, just and you know, of course, then they eventually gave me the coupon and I bought it again." But
Yeah, but you had to go through a lot. Like
it
a
wasn't.
few videos and a 1.5 hour live stream with me and to get to that point.
You know, I hope something comes of that. I know I got to do the interview or suggestion video where they called me and asked me to ask all my subscribers to make suggestions to improve DJI's customer support. And I sat there and I spent a while on the phone with them and gave them all these suggestions. And I've actually seen them implement one, but that's one to sell used products on their website. They're pushing that. All of a sudden, I see that all the time being advertised everywhere, which I've never seen them push that before. I didn't even know that DJI had a used section or a refurbished section on their website until that day.
No, I did not know that either.
Yeah, but they're pushing that now. So hopefully they're making some of the other corrections in customer support. It doesn't sound like they're going to put a customer support office, a phone office in according countries to say one in America, one in wherever, you know, if there needs to be one in another country with another language. That's you would think they would have them all over the place, but I guess it's cheaper for them to just have the call service where it is.
Yeah, likely. So I don't know.
Because, you know, they make plenty of money. They could easily spend a little bit on customer service.
Yeah, they do that. So I just want to comment that there seems there's a few comments about the thumbs up and thumbs down. I basically see it this way that the thumbs up thumbs down ratio is sort of an indication to you and me as a creator of this is the content that people like or don't like.
Yeah.
So I don't take it personally if people press the thumb down.
No, and you know, honestly, on that particular one, I took it also as a lot of people could just be thumbs downing because they can't make like an angry face, you know, like on Facebook, you can make different faces. And that situation was definitely a situation that angered a lot of people. But the comments on that video, the majority of the comments were very supportive.
Yeah.
Even though it's a high thumbs down ratio.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I wonder if anyone in the chat right now, we've got at least a few people still in there, might have any questions for yourself or myself on any drones, the Tello, the Air, the Mavic Pro, or anything before I personally have to get going in a little while.
Sure. Let's see, try starting stating that it's crappy drone, brilliant. Oish. Drone on, he got 400 downvotes in one go. That's a lot of downvotes.
Yeah, that is. I'm just reading that too.
Yeah. But it's true. It is engagement. But getting 400 downvotes, you don't get that without somebody like suggested has paid like for an automated process to do it.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that there was something like that, but that would make sense. I could see that.
So, oh, Steve says he's watching another price drop on the Mavic Pro. So what is it down to now?
I'm not sure. Let me pull it up. Give me just a second. You go ahead and talk, and I'll find what the price on DJI's website is.
So let's see. See if there's anything else we can look at here. There's a question about what are the rules for drones under 250 grams in many countries, with the rules for 200 grams. But I guess the Rise or the Tello, that's under 250. That's how heavy is that? That is 150 grams?
Tello? I'm not sure, but it's incredibly light. It's definitely light enough to I mean, you wouldn't be able to fly it very far from yourself. The connection isn't very strong, but it's a great little indoor drone. The Mavic Pro is on sale, which is, I thought it was cheaper than this now, but it's $8.99 at DJI.com.
So that's only $100 less than what it was in the past, I guess. It was $9.99 when it came out.
Up to $7.99, but I guess not.
And $7.99, I heard that was the refurbished.
Yeah. So it's $8.99, and then the Tello, you can get the whole Flymore combo for $9.99. Or not the Tello, I'm sorry, the Air is $9.99 for this whole Flymore combo.
Yeah. So Steve says that there's some specials on Amazon Fly More combos too, on Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, there's a company out here called Sam's. You probably don't have that there, but it's an enormous warehouse, sells all kinds of goods for businesses to buy in bulk. And they had a sale I guess it was a month ago now. And I could have sworn that they had the Flymore and the regular Pro for, one of them was $7.99 or $7.50, somewhere in there. I don't think that sale is still going on, but that's a good deal on the Pro.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It is.
So, so let's see, what do we have? Yes, $9.99 for the unit when it came out, and $12.99 for the Fly More combo.
Yes, I paid $12.99 for my Mavic Pro Fly More combo also.
Tello is 79 grams. That's a light drone. So I think we should wrap it up now, Sean, because I think I'm sort of through for today.
So that works. I have appointments coming in just a little while, so it's good timing for me as well. I appreciate, as always, you including me with your live
I chat. Appreciate you participating. It's
OBS software myself and have you on my channel as soon as I learn how to do it.
Yeah, but I will show you. I've promised I will show you. Just let me know when you have a little time, then I will find time to show you how it works. At least we can do like a basic setup.
Yeah. And I don't have time prior to going to Vegas. When I get back from Las Vegas, we'll have to make sure that we do that.
Sure. Cool. Thank you very much for participating, and thank you to you, Sean, and thank you for everybody that is watching, and take care, and see you on the next video.
Bye, everybody.
The outro is not